Welcome everybody to Houston, Texas, our nation's fourth largest city and home of the defending world champion Houston Astros, as the Mariners come to town for a big 4-game series. Mariners got to make some moves here in these standings as we get you ready for Mariner baseball. Good to have you with us, Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew, the indoor splendor of Minute Maid Park with 87 degrees and thunderstorms outside here in Houston. Let's take a look at the Mariner batting order. A little bit of a change here today that will face Justin Verlander.
Mariner starting lineup brought to you by Jack in the Box. And yes, some changes. Mitch Haniger actually going to lead things off. Mitch with a .357 on base percentage. So Scott Servais just trying to mix things up. Gene Segura normally second. He will hit third in the lineup, and the normal leadoff hitter D. Gordon will round out the 9 for the Mariners. Justin Verlander, what a year he's had. 11 wins on the season, a 2.19 ERA, and 156 and a third. He has 204 strikeouts over just 28 walks. Opponents hitting 193 against him. He has given up 19 home runs this year. And the defense, Jake Marisnick will be in center field against George Springer on the disabled list. Alex Bregman, normally their third baseman, is playing shortstop. Carlos Correa, he is due back to the DL tomorrow, so he'll be back at short tomorrow. Yuli Gurriel at second base. Jose Altuve also on the disabled list. Well, Verlander in his last outing against the Dodgers really pitched well. 7 2/3, just the 1 earned run, had 1 walk and 14 strikeouts. He threw 105 pitches. His average fastball this year at 95 miles an hour. He will throw it often, right about 60-65% of the time. Also will use a slider, occasional curveball.
Verlander, 6'5", 225, turned 35 years old in February. Big acquisition late last year by the Astros. Mitch Haniger said he led off a bunch of times when he was in the minor leagues. First time leading off here in the big leagues. And here we go. First pitch, strike. Home plate umpire today is Nick Lentz. Doug Eddings at first, Joe West at second, Mark Rippiger at third. 86 degrees outside here in Houston. It was up in the mid-90s earlier. Haniger coming off a 2 for 3, 2 RBI performance yesterday in the loss at the Rangers. Shift on for him with 3 defenders left side of the infield. Looking for his first hit against Verlander. And there it is right there. Crank shot. See you later. Home run, Mitch Haniger. Haniger with his first career knock against Justin Verlander, and the Mariners have a 1-0 lead. Home run number 19. RBI number 73.
Man, he ends up getting a fastball right in the middle of the plate. Ready to hit. The fastball was at 95 miles an hour. His 19th home run on the year. So put him in the leadoff spot. Try something different. 3 pitches into it. The Mariners are on the scoreboard. Long home run for Haniger.
Now tied for 5th in RBIs with Giancarlo Stanton.
And with all the great numbers for Verlander, that is the 20th home run he has given up this year.
Here's Span, and Span's got terrific numbers against Verlander. 17 for 44, 386 clip. Good job by Mitch Haniger. That's how you start a ball game. Span was 2 for 4 yesterday's game. Slaps this one foul.
Dave, you were talking about Haniger looking for his first hit against Verlander, and it's a memorable one.
I'll say it, boy, a resounding crunch off of that bat.
Primera Supermo just challenges him with a fastball at 95 miles an hour. So he wants to go to the outside corner. It's more middle away. It just barrels it up.
Two balls, 1 strike to Denard Span. Hitting .292 as a Mariner. Overall 268. 55th game with Seattle. About that.
Verlander staying with the fastball here in the first inning. We mentioned his average fastball at 95 miles an hour. When he gets 2 strikes, he will elevate the fastball. At times you will see 97, 98 from him.
First leadoff homer by a Mariner this season. Talking to A.J. Hinch, the manager of these Astros. He said Verlander's on the mound. It's a day of intensity. He is unapproachable day of. He says most of his teammates are afraid of him. He said sometimes you wonder why we don't score, because they're afraid to make a mistake when he's out there. And they oftentimes will get on Gary Pettis, who's in charge of the outfielders. How come that guy wasn't placed there? So, well, we had numbers that said he hit it here. I can't help it. I can't predict he's going to hit it in this spot. But that's what sometimes that honoring this has a lot to do with the greatness that he has. 199 and 120 his record. Down the line, Span continues to wear him out. Denard's got extra bases. Tony Kemp into the corner. Span going into another gear, digging for three. What's he got left? He's in standing. What a way to start the ball game. A home run and a triple here in Houston.
Second triple on the road trip for Denard Span. And a triple in Arlington.
Denard Span now 18 for 45 against Verlander.
Well, the first baseman playing off the line. He hits it past the bag. The right fielder was over towards right center, so he had to run a long way to get to the baseball once it was hit past Tyler White, the first baseman.
Gene Segura 1 for 4, a couple of RBIs yesterday. Drawn in infield. Mariners hoping to have a lot of success in this series. They've lost 12 of the last 15 to the Astros, and since the start of 2017 they've gone 8-20 against Houston. Off the fist foul back.
One of the things that you hear us talk about all the time is when you're facing one of the premier pitchers in the game, typically if you're going to get to him, you get to him early. So when you have your opportunities, you need to cash them in. And here with the home run now, great opportunity with Span at third and nobody out.
Seeing a little bit tardy there, 1 and 2.
You'll see that EQC tracer in the location of that last fastball. You will see that a lot tonight with Verlander on the mound. Paxton will also pitch up in the zone with his fastball.
Haniger got it started with a home run. Span at third with a triple. Segura 8th leading hitter in the league. And that's going to be plenty enough to score a run. In fact, it's over the head and into the stands. A ground rule double, automatic double. And it's an RBI for Segura. And the Mariners have a 2-0 lead.
Mariners need a single for the cycle here in the first.
Not bad.
It's like a slider down and away. Pretty good pitch. It's on the corner and it's at the knee. It's just good hitting by Segura. He wasn't sure if it was going to be over Kemp's head. Over his head easily as it bounces off the warning track. So the Mariners with a home run, a triple, and then a double on this slider.
That is a good start. Third hit career for Segura against Verlander. And that brings up Mr. Cruz with Gene at second. Infield backs up. Nelly, 1 home run against Verlander. A big breaking ball, strike 1.
Starts him with a slider.
Good run for Nelly. Last 13 games, 8 homers, 15 runs, batted in.
There are certain ballparks, Dave, where certain hitters shrink them. I was down by the cage today watching Nelson take his batting practice, and he was hitting line drives that were ricocheting all over the place. And he starts him with a couple of sliders, a quality slider right there at 88. Nelson has been hot now, 30 home runs on the year.
Loves watching him swing the bat. He's got 13 career home runs here in this building. 3 home runs on the season against Houston pitching. Right over Gene's head. There's your single. And now we got a home run, a triple, a double, and a single. The cycle in reverse order. And the Mariners lead it by the count of 3-0. RBI for Nelson Cruz is 73rd. Good two-strike hitting.
Well, what it is, it's a veteran hitter understanding the situation. Verlander trying to get him out with the slider. And it's another slider to him. Solid line drive, base hit back up the middle.
Kyle Seager, keep it going. Ellie's at first. First 4 men have reached. Seager, 8 hits career against Verlander. 3 are home runs.
Been talking about it over the last week or so with Kyle, Dave, and pulling the ball with authority, hitting the ball out of the ballpark. Had 3 home runs in Arlington. Now has 19 on the year.
There's another guy that likes hitting here too. He's got 10 bombs here.
And he made a change, and I thought that was the case. I went downstairs today to talk to Edgar and watch Kyle hit in the batting cage, and basically he's gone back to something that he'd always done. You probably remember this year with the big hitch that he had with his hands, dropping his hands, because he wanted to drive the ball the other way. So he was doing that to try to make himself a better hitter, more well-rounded hitter, but decided that he was going to change that, get back to his old way of hitting, and it has really helped him out. He has been short to the ball. You cannot pitch him on the inside corner anymore, or he'll do some damage, which has been good to see.
One to Kyle. Wonderful start for the Mariners. 3-0.
You see him right there, hands pretty steady, just pushing him back a little bit early, but not dropping him like he was earlier. You look at this series, and you mentioned the numbers that he had with 3 home runs against Verlander, but then you have Cole, Morton after that, 3 of the best right-handers in the American League, so they're going to need Kyle to swing the bat well over the next 3 days. Left-handed power in the lineup.
Stroh's #1 in ERA in the American League. StatCast AI powered by AWS. Like that one back.
That was like a slider on the inside corner that was belt high.
Coming out of the heat at Arlington into the air conditioning here and getting off to a good start means a lot to these boys. 1-2 against the Rangers. The Astros have started that 5-game losing streak late in July.
This is what you would hope for, that Verlander would throw a lot of pitches, that you could get to him early and turn the game over to Paxton, who was dominating. That's a pretty good curveball. First curveball of the game.
First out of the game. Strikeout for Verlander.
Yeah, first curveball. He's been fastball slider. That curveball at 80 miles an hour. Kyle swings right over the top of it.
Here's Mike Zunino. We talked about how hot he was. He had 2 home runs yesterday. 3 runs scored, a couple runs batted in. 326 over his last 13 games. Mike Haniger looking for his first hit off of Verlander.
I mentioned that he has been hot lately. His batting practice today was right center. Everything he hit was in the right center. Pull the ball every now and then.
373 in right center of the fence there. 362 left center. 409 straight away. Able to take that. What a way to start a ball game. Home run, Haniger, triple, Span, automatic double, Segura, base hit, Cruz. Mariners have early lead.
They challenged him with a good fastball at 96, top of the zone. Gurriel, the second baseman, is over on the left side of the infield. Marisnik, the center fielder, shading towards left center, so they expect him to pull the ball. Big gap out there to the right side.
They're doing a number on Verlander's pitch count. This will be number 25 here in the first inning.
Good count for Mike.
Indeed, he might have caught a break there. 3-1.
Well, that's one of the things this year that we've seen too. The pitchers, especially if they have a good fastball, they try to stay at the top of the zone on Mike, and that's right where Verlander has been.
After him again.
Up out of the zone. Problem sometimes as a hitter, you're aware of that, so you start to look in that area and then you start to chase out of the zone, expanding it.
Full count to Zunino with Cruz at first. Strike 3 called. 2 down.
And just staying with the fastball again, top of the zone, typically is going to go away, especially in a hitter's count, but that's in the middle of the plate. Above the belt, Mike knew it.
Here's what Verlander's done his last 9 starts. That is impressive. 84 Ks, a whip of 0.88, and opponents hitting just a .93. Big reason why they have a 5-game lead in the American League West. They were off last night. Oakland beat the Dodgers. Look at Healy fouling one off.
Good to have Ryan back in the lineup.
Tried to take precautions for the heat yesterday, and it still caught up to me. Got sick in the dugout, had to leave the ball game.
I talked to him today, and he said that he didn't feel normal until after he was able to eat dinner last night once we were in town. He said that had to get an IV, was dehydrated. The main reason why he came out of the game is he said he was having a hard time focusing his eyes.
Going back is Bregman. Makes the play, but a very productive inning for the Mariners. 3 runs on 4 hits, and they got off with a bang. Mitch Haniger's first big league game as a leadoff man. He homers. It's the first Mariners leadoff homer this season. Now time for James Paxton to get it done. It's 3-0 Mariners. They have 4 here at Houston, then go to the A's for 3. Glad you've joined us here. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew. Here come the Astros against James Paxton. Take a look at their lineup.
Alex Bregman is going to lead things up. 22 home runs for the leadoff hitter. Evan Gattis and DH hitting in the cleanup spot. 21 home runs for him. Tony Kemp will round out the 9 for Houston.
Bregman moving from third to short. Correa out. Correa could be back in the next day or two.
I heard today that he was going to be back tomorrow. We saw him here at the ballpark. Had some rehab games in Double-A.
First pitch from Paxton. Usual key for him. Can he get the 94, maybe 95 plus in the first inning?
In the first inning, that is a big key for James. Typically, that lets you know that his mechanics are in good shape. A 3.51 ERA, 170 strikeouts for Paxton. Opponents hitting .219.
There's a base hit by Bregman. Bregman came in hitting .324 against the Mariners this season.
One of the other keys for James is his breaking balls. He hits this fastball right back up the middle. It's that fastball at 93 miles an hour, but he has a curveball and a slider. James calls it a cutter. Last few times out, he's had one or the other. Been a few starts since he's had both the slider and the curveball working for him to go along with the good fastball.
Well, here is Marwin Gonzalez. He makes a career out of torturing the Mariners. Switch hitter.
He's hitting .240 against Paxton in his career.
Look at Gonzalez. Just look at the defense there.
Cameron Maven in center field again. Ryan Healy had you taken out of the game yesterday, so great to see him in the lineup at first base today. Mike Zunino will do the catching.
Gonzalez may be hitting .236 overall, but against the Mariners, doing much better. There's a strike.
And there's the curveball.
Gonzalez hitting .321 against the Mariners. Hit 2 home runs. Last time we saw him in Seattle, driven in 5 runs. They have struck him out 12 times.
James has just dominated the Astros this year. He's 3-0 with a .087 ERA.
If he can stay on that pace, the Mariners are going to be in good shape here for tonight. Here's a pop-up. Segura is under it. One away.
A couple of things. Another good sign for James. That fastball at 95 miles an hour. It was at the top of the strike zone. I think one of the biggest reasons why he's been able to handle Houston the way that he has has been his breaking ball. They're a very good fastball hitting team. And I think when he's able to get back into counts like he just did with Gonzalez with his curveball and not have to challenge him, then he can use the fastball at the top of the zone. It's been a great combination for him this year.
Here's Yuli Gurriel, 286, 6 homers and 56 runs batted in. Paxton's taking care of him pretty well, 3 for 19. Inside, moves his feet.
Missed with the slider. Early in counts, he will try to land his curveball for a strike. Later on, he'll bounce it up there. Typically with his slider, to all these right-handed hitters, he'll try to throw it at their back foot, get him to swing over the top of it. Again, his fastball, he will elevate. Doesn't quite have the feel for the slider yet. Back-to-back sliders missing with both of them.
Give you an idea what the Astros have been doing with their gaudy record. 73-42. They're back from a 6-2 road trip. They won 2 out of 3 in Seattle, 2 out of 3 at the Dodgers. Won both games against the Giants. There's a long run from Maven. He's there. Two outs. They went 6-2. Pitched to a 1.67 ERA, and the bullpen didn't give up any runs.
Another good sign, James, with good fastball, top of the zone, 95 miles an hour.
Here is Evan Gattis.
You're talking about Gonzalez. Gattis has also hurt the Mariners in the past.
9 games this year, 343, couple of homers and 5 runs batted in.
Hitting .250 against Paxton.
So 2 years ago, he had a whole bunch of triples. He kept hitting balls in right center field, into the corner. Big man carrying big load, getting third. This one fouled off.
Good fastball on the outside corner. where he's topped out at 95 miles an hour. We've seen that a number of times. Good sign.
Paxton's had a lot of success in this building too. 3-1 in 6 games. 2.65 ERA.
Right now he would like to get Gaddis out and have Verlander right back up on the mound again after throwing a lot of pitches in the first.
29 pitches. Scott Service. Had a lot of good conversations with guys. Kind of see, where are you? Where's your head at these days? Try to get out of this funk, as he described it, as Healy has no play. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Evan Gaddis.
Well, that's fastball in the middle of the plate, but it was at 96 miles an hour.
No hitter under his belt, James Paxton. Hopefully see other performances like that as we move ahead in his career. 29 years old. That no was at Toronto on the 8th of May.
It's a better slider.
Gaddis able to spoil that one. Pitch number 7 coming up
for James. 15 pitches in the inning, and seeing that velocity starting to climb. That fastball at 97, so he's in pretty good shape with his mechanics tonight. Already shown that he can throw his curveball for a strike.
Swing and a miss. Big strikeout, his first. And a good ending for Paxton here in the first inning. Mariners lead it 3-0. At Safeco.com. Do more. And buy steel. To find your local steel dealer, visit steeldealers.com. Looking at the home of the Houston Astros. Defending world champions. Mariners have a 3-0 lead, and they did it with extra base hits in the first inning. Starting the game, it's only the 4th time in club history that's happened. Happened back in 07 against Oakland, 06 against the Angels, and in 95 against Toronto. With at least 3 consecutive extra base hits in a game. That's amazing. Start a ball game. Good stuff.
Well, you can see 30 pitches for Verlander. Trying to make him work some more.
Jeez. What is going on this year, Mike? Something.
You're a magnet.
Something you said. I'm looking over Riz. Riz is checking. He's like, you okay? Or
I was getting out of the way with you.
Man, oh man. Do this like 12 years. Nothing comes up. And this year we've got like a dozen. What is going on here? Bouncing ball to the shortstop, Bregman. Wow. And it just, so you know, it was bad too. Just my luck. I was watching Verlander's motion, so I wanted to see what the pitch looked like. And then when you come back to live action, I thought, oh my goodness, that's coming right at us again.
So you're watching your monitor first.
Yeah, I was watching the monitor first. Usually I'm watching, watching the action.
Right.
But this time, and I do that, on occasion here.
Yeah, no, I get it. Well, I was wondering because I started moving and you weren't moving at all.
Right, I felt you moving. I said, ooh, something's happening. D. Gordon batting in the 9-hole, first time batting anywhere but leadoff this season. Looking for his second hit. Against Verlander, he's 1 for 6.
J.D. Davis, the third baseman, can shake hands with him right now.
He's in a miserable slump right now, 3 for 25 in August games. Hitting just $120 after having a great July, 323.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why Scott Service mixed up the lineup today, just trying to get things going, but also to give a number of the hitters a different look. Sometimes that will help.
So back up Gonzalez on the track. 2 outs. Top of the order, Mitch Haniger. Hey, back by popular demand is Sing Along Fireworks Night presented by T-Mobile. It's coming up on Friday, August 17th. The Mariners take on the Dodgers. Then after the game, sing along to karaoke classics, including Living on a Prayer, Don't Stop Believing. Visit Mariners.com for your tickets.
Well, after 29 pitches in the first 6 pitches to get the first 2 outs here in the second. There's Haniger again in the leadoff spot. Solo home run to start the game.
First time in his big league career.
His 19th home run on the year.
Well, who remembers first hit against Justin Verlander? Breaking ball. It's in there for a strike. Well, you're right. Get the great ones. Get them early. 'Cause then they get a feel. Oh, man.
That's why that first inning was so important for James Paxton. After getting that lead, he still has to go out there and get comfortable too, and he was able to do that. Gave up just the 1 base hit.
Stroked well deep left center field. The base of the fence. Mitch Haniger. What a start to this night.
He is not missing the fastball. The fastball for the home run. Gets another one that's at about the area where Verlander tries to go with his fastball once he gets 2 strikes, and that's up out over the plate. It's above the belt.
20th double for Mitch.
Mariners already with 4 extra base hits. Eastman, Nard Span with a triple his first time up. Hit the ball down into the right field corner.
Shortstop Bregman goes to the right side. Second. Now comes back on the left side. Trying to hold Haniger close. Outfield shifted left for Span. Ball 1. Triple down the line on a 2-2 pitch in his first at bat. Verlander with a 12-8 record against the Mariners in 24 previous starts. Oh, they got him.
Oh, they're calling a balk now. They're calling a balk.
Home plate umpire, Nick Lynch.
I think Verlander was trying to say that he stepped off, which it looked as if he stepped off, and then threw the ball to second base. But he's saying he did not do that. A.J. Hinch, the manager, out immediately, but it's the home plate umpire that made the call. So he's saying he started to throw towards second before he stepped off. Not much of an argument from Verlander. Oh, he tried a spin move and he never went all the way around.
Yep.
That is a balk.
Break for the Mariners.
Now, because Mitch, when he was going back to second, he just slipped. Another look at Verlander's spin move, which you can do, but you have to spin all the way around, and he did not do that. That's the reason why it was called. And again, not much of an argument.
One to Span. Worked inside and missed. 2-1. Another run out there for the Mariners, a 3-0 lead. Pulled it foul. Just tuning in, Haniger led off with a home run. Span a triple to right, drove him in. I got the third, big pardon. He scored on the Segura automatic double, bounced into the right field stands. Cruz with an RBI single. Second balk of the season, and here's a high drive. Right field, goodbye. Denard Span continues to pound on Justin Verlander. A triple, now a 2-run homer, and a 5-0 Mariner lead. For Span, he's now 19 for 46 with a home run against Verlander.
His 9th home run of the year. Working the count again. This is the 5th pitch in the count. Primera Supermo, and it's another fastball, middle of the plate. Segura with a double to right field. His first time up and drove in a run. Top of the order. A lot of damage.
5 earned runs, ties season high for Verlander. What a great start for Seattle.
Yeah, Scott Service making some changes to the lineup just to mix things up, and the two at the top have already scored twice. Segura's also scored, hitting third. Haniger and Span, 4 extra base hits and a couple of home runs, hitting first and second in your lineup. That's
unreal.
Yeah, that's getting it done.
Span's taken his career mark against Verlander from 386 to 413. Wonderful start for the Mariners. 1-2 here to Gene.
Able to lay off the slider.
2-2.
Think about it too. Verlander throwing 29 pitches in the first. He had 2 outs on just 6 pitches here in the second.
Thank goodness for the balk too, because there had not been a balk. Mitch was out. This one driven deep to left, and that one's going to leave the building. They're just pounding Verlander tonight. How about this? 6-0 Mariners. Gene Segura with his 9th home run. He's 2 for 2. And he's driven in 2 runs and scored 2 runs. Go ahead, smile. He earned it.
The top 3 hitters are now 6 for 6. All extra base hits, including 3 home runs. This is on a breaking ball slider, 88 miles an hour.
And D knew.
I'm going to guess he called it.
Bet he did.
Yeah.
You're right. Mariners are roughing up one of the premier pitchers in the game tonight.
29 pitches in the first. Really making him work, and they're doing the same thing here.
Brad Peacock warming up. Coming off that 1-2 series against the Rangers. A rollicking start here as we play here in the second.
Again on the slider, middle away from him. But it's belt high. He knew it right away.
Back-to-back home runs. 3 for the ball game as we play here in the second inning. Gene Segura with the home run, his 9th, his 54th run batted in. One to Cruz as Brad Peacock getting ready. He chops one off the plate, and it goes foul. Well, while we're at it, why don't we see if this guy can get in on the parade?
Well, I'm guessing that will happen for games here in this building. I'll say he hits a couple of them out over the 4 days. Segura, Span, both of them with 9 home runs now on the year. Haniger with 19.
Breaking ball. Hit down to J.D. Davis. Sets, throws. Just got it.
Close.
Good hustle by Nelson Cruz up that line. They could smell a base hit. Didn't get it. But his compadres got the job done here in the second, all with 2 outs. Haniger with a double, a 2-run homer. Span, a solo homer by Segura. That's a nice ring to it, doesn't it? 6-0 Mariners. Nothing over the Astros, and Hinch, wonder if he's putting in his 2 cents on the ball. Bet that's what it is. Joe West coming down. He's
sure that's what it is.
Crew chief. JJ went back and looked at the video.
What I wonder is, after I believe it was the Span home run, Maldonado had turned around, and he was having a long conversation with the home plate umpire Nick Lentz. And I wonder what was said through that conversation and what was said back to Hinch for him to go out in between innings and still try to get a better explanation of what's going on.
Yeah, Maldonado turned around for a while, didn't he? So here we go. Paxton's teammates did everything but put a ribbon on it.
You see 16 pitches in the first inning. He gave up the 1 hit to Bregman to start the game off. Retired the next 3, including a strikeout.
He's got White, Davis, and Maldonado 5, 6, and 7 here in the 2nd inning. Tyler White at 267, 4 homers and 7 runs batted in. Swing and a miss.
In the first inning, James topped out at 97 miles an hour. He's able to throw his curveball for a strike. Still trying to get a feel for that slider. Typically, if he has a good slider, he'll throw it right here and just bury it.
Tyler White coming up from AAA back on June 29th.
Good fastball.
Good run support here in the first 2 innings for James Paxton. Time granted. Mariners have 3 wins against Houston this season. Paxton owns all 3 with a 0.87 ERA. Fouled off. Mariners starting tonight. 8 games back to Houston, 3 behind Oakland. Oakland off tonight, take on the Angels. The series begins tomorrow in Anaheim.
And that was the slider, missing with it at 90 miles an hour.
You like the stash?
Yeah, why not? Something different.
Works for him. 2-2.
That was a good curveball, and it was a strike that wasn't called. Keep putting up zeros. We'll keep the mustache, right? That's the way it works.
Yeah. Tell you what, with 6 runs on the board right now, I like the chance of seeing this lineup, same configuration tomorrow night.
Went on his hands.
D's got it. 1 out. Coming up tomorrow, game 2 of this 4-game set. Mike Leake goes against Garrett Cole. Cole was dealing last time we saw him in Seattle, and Mariners got to him late. LeBlanc and Morton on Saturday. Hernandez possibility on Sunday against Dallas Keuchel. Garrett Cole, one of the primo strikeout pitchers in the league. And Leake, in his last outing, took on the Toronto Blue Jays.
Early in the game, Garrett Cole against the Mariners at Safeco had some of the best stuff we'd seen all year.
He had, what, 3 pitches working, right?
He had it all working, and his fastball was in the upper 90s.
And he was living upstairs a lot of the time, too. This is J.D. Davis, 3rd baseman.
James starting to pop that glove. 96 on a high fastball.
Good numbers there for Paxton in the lower left. Moving some people around. Gotta like that.
He is not afraid to pitch inside. Tries to speed him up so he can bury that slider. Try to get him to chase it.
Right-handers hitting 200 against Paxton entering tonight. Lefty's 304.
Another good pitch at the bottom of the zone.
Straight up in the infield and outfield for Davis. Came up July 20th. AAA, third time here with the big club. What a great offensive start for the Mariners tonight. A 6-0 lead here at home of the world champions. Off-speed pitch missed. Back-to-back full counts.
He decided to go to the curveball. It's in the outside corner. Curveball at 81.
Here we go, 3-2. Struck him out. 2 outs. Second K for James Paxton.
This is the combination that we thought we would see from him. Still trying to find his curveball and slider, but the fastball at the top of the zone at 96 miles an hour is not going to be able to catch up to it. See the late swing from Davis.
Martin Maldonado. Long time with the Angels. Astros have gone 4-1 with Maldonado starting since the trade. Came over on July 26th. A lefty pitcher named Patrick Sandoval and some international pool money. Gold Glove winner last year. Tell you what, your right-hand hitter, do not get comfortable in there. Two and one. See if Haniger has a play. Nope, it's going into the stands. Brett Peacock staying at the ready.
I think it probably means that Verlander is done. You see the reliever continue to throw.
Verlander, this will be his shortest stint of the season if indeed A.J. Hinch pulls him. 6 runs on 7 hits. 3 home runs. Down to Seager. And he throws across for out number 3. Paxton gave up a leadoff hit to Bregman in the first. He's retired the next 6. Tuesday, August 21st, when the Mariners host the Astros at 7:10. Enjoy a pregame dance performance, plus the first 10,000 fans 21 and over. They're going to get a Mariners cap. So get your tickets at mariners.com. Well, news in this ballgame. Justin Verlander out of the game because he got run out of the game.
Yeah, he was ejected. We didn't see when it happened. It must have said something from the dugout after he finished the second inning. But 7 hits, 6 runs, all of them earned. Didn't walk anybody. A couple of strikeouts. He threw 52 pitches.
A couple of pitches that he didn't like. And
I think it went back to that balk.
yeah, that too. I put it all together, and plus the Mariners are pounding him. There's Kyle Seager against Brad Peacock.
Or Peacock, 45 appearances on the year, ERA just under 3, 70 strikeouts and 48 2/3. Good number for him. Their opponent's hitting just 196. Fastball, slider, his average fastball, 93 miles an hour.
1-2 to Kyle. He struck out in a 2-2 pitch for the first out in the first inning. First inning, if you're just joining us, Haniger home run, triple span, automatic double, bounced into the right field stands RBI Segura, Cruz an RBI single. Second inning, a 2-out double by Haniger, 2-run homer by Span, a home run by Segura. Coming up here for the Mariners, after Seager, you have Zunino and Healy. Big shift on as per usual. So Kyle. And he sends this one center field. Giving chases Marisnik. He's there. When was the last time you remember seeing an elite pitcher like Verlander get run after 2 innings?
So quietly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he just probably said something from the dugout. That was it.
One out for Mike Zunino, struck out looking at the hands of Verlander. Breaking ball to Mike Z. Watching the right corner, here's the third baseline. Telling him that's it. Boom, there he's gone.
That's why we didn't see it.
Yeah. And then that's when Hinch came out. 2-0 to Mike.
Good count for Mike. Mike's been hot lately. Struck out his first time up.
Verlander gets thrown out of the game as Zunino takes a strike. Already playing it without Correa, who's expected back tomorrow. Altuve on the shelf, McCullers and Springer on the shelf. There's a shift for Mike. Two and two. Got Maldonado. There's a question there. What makes Paxton so effective against the Astros? His numbers are incredible. You bet 0.87 ERA, 3-0 record this year, 6-3 career.
I think the biggest thing that he is able to do, and it's kind of funny because it is James and he throws 97 miles an hour, but he has an ability to get Houston as Mike strikes out, to get them from looking for the fastball. That's why it'll be interesting to watch today because he's struggling a little bit trying to get to his curveball and his slider, and he's throwing his fastball a lot. And that's usually when you see all the foul balls, and eventually Houston, you think they would get to his fastball. But in the past, and it was A.J. Hinch talking about that James does a better job because he's able to land his curveball early, throw his slider in the dirt, but they're not sure what to expect. And then they get the good fastball.
Big key. 2 outs for Ryan Healy, popped out to short. Strike one.
Good to have Ryan back in the lineup. He was happy about it too. Said he felt much better. We got into town last night and he had a chance to have some dinner.
You ever get knocked out by the heat like that?
You know what? Not to that point where he was that dehydrated. I mean, he was in really bad shape to where you start to lose your vision, and that's the reason why they got him out of the game immediately. An IV and plenty of fluids, but he said he felt better after he was able to eat. So no, that has not happened. I thought it was funny though, because I was talking to Scott Service, and he was saying when he was 18 years old, he ended up going to Louisiana.
Oh, there's
he grew up in Wisconsin. He went to Louisiana though for like a tournament.
Right.
And he said that he had an opportunity to catch John Smoltz, who was on his team because he came from Michigan. And he said that he ended up having to leave that game because of that. So he certainly understands, and he knew how Ryan was feeling yesterday and did not hesitate to get him out of the game. But I thought it was pretty interesting to listen to him talk about a couple of 18-year-olds in Louisiana. One of them him, obviously, and the other John Smoltz.
Yep.
That's pretty strong.
And coming from their part of the country,
yeah,
down to Louisiana, and I've done football games down there. The heat and the humidity combined, Rick Riz can tell you, because he broadcasts a lot of minor league baseball, it's ridiculous. Oh, 2 strikes.
Pretty good job. You get a piece of that slider off the plate.
Like we were talking a couple of days ago, and asked Wade LeBlanc. He said he pitched in New Orleans one time. Heat index 115.
You have to be careful with that.
Oh, no doubt. Healy trying to keep this 3rd inning alive. Justin Verlander tossed from the game, shortest outing this season, two innings. That'd be one of the shortest he's ever had, too. There's Peacock, breaking ball, swinging a miss. Healy's gone. The Mariners go 1-2-3 in the 3rd. They enjoy a 6-0 lead. Arlington, so it's good to have this big fella on the mound tonight as you look at some of his accomplishments this season. 2018, that's a big date right there. May 8th, the no-hitter in Toronto. And his numbers against Houston, fabulous. He's done well against heavy-hitting team. As he looks at Jake Marisnick, Tony Kemp, Alex Bregman, 8-9-1 coming up. He gave up a base hit to Bregman to lead off the game. Since then, he's retired the next 6 men.
I mean, I don't think he's locked it in yet. I think he's still trying to find things mechanically, especially with his breaking ball. His fastball has been fine. He's topped out at 97 miles an hour. This is really what you wanted to see, is hopefully the offense get a chance to score a few runs early. They were able to do that, scoring 6 in the first 2, and then turn it over to James against a lineup that is missing, well, their best right-handed hitters, Springer, Altuve, Correa.
Yep. jump on them when they're down. And Verlander just got kicked out of the game, so opportunity here.
And when you think about it, that really is a big-time opportunity for the Mariners, because this is a 4-game series. And if you can get into the bullpen and make them really work in the first game, that sets you up for the rest of the series.
And as you analyze this pitching staff for the Astros, their starters are outstanding, but if they have a quote-unquote Achilles heel, it would be their bullpen.
Although they've pitched much better lately.
Right.
But you're right.
They did give up.
Has a knee injury.
Yep. Bullpen didn't give up any runs. Most recent road trip. As Marisnick works a walk. First walk tonight by Paxton. Make sure you join the Mariners on Monday, August 20th. They're going to celebrate legendary Seattle band Alice in Chains and the release of their new album, Rainier Fog. Purchase tickets at mariners.com/Alice in Chains, and you're going to get a t-shirt and a copy of the new album and access to a pregame listening party 4 days before the album's released. Tony Kemp. Bouncing ball over the head of Healy, base hit. Marisnick to third. Kemp digging for second. And he's in there with a double. A Super Bowl hop over Healy, and Healy 6'4". And then it dribbles down the line. Took Haniger a while to get to it. A lot of speed in Kemp, and there you have second and third.
As Dave mentioned, a bounding ball over his head, just barely getting past his glove. Tremendous speed from Kemp.
Boy, that's some good ups, too, by Healy. Bregman base hit to center. 1-0 pitch.
Again, does not have a feel for his curveball or his slider tonight. Basically just staying with his fastball. That curveball, he just slipped out of his hand. No bite to it at all.
Bregman fouls it off.
Well, the good news is he has a good fastball tonight, 96. Again, he's topped out at 97 so far. He's really pitched inside tonight.
Marisnick at third, Kemp at second. Bouncing ball, Seager. Gets Marisnick back to third, throws out Bregman for the first out. Good play. Kyle coming off a couple of errors in Arlington. Talked to him about it today. He said, hey, I messed it up. I own it. And we'll move forward.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Kyle is he will not make excuses for it. He feels that he should make every play. Nice job right there to get Marisnick heading back. I think, get him moving back towards third. He may try to run when you throw it across the diamond.
Marisnick's got good speed, too. Here's Marwin Gonzalez for the second time. He popped up to Segura.
That's a good curveball.
About the second best one he's thrown tonight.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that the good news for him, too, is Mike Zunino. He will continue to ask him to throw the curveball and the slider and try to get to a point where at least one of them is working for him. He will not get away from it.
First serious threat by the Astros. One out runners at second and third. One.
There it is again, another curveball. Once you start to work your way through the lineup second and third time, they can see the same thing, and so you have to try to find the breaking ball, one or the other if you can, and that's been Kind of really what's been going on with James over his last 2 or 3 outings is typically had just one or the other. Not too many starts where both the curveball and the slider are working for him.
You have to go back. You don't have to go back as far as the no-hitter, do you?
I don't think so. No, I don't think it's quite that far. I think it's just a couple. And especially in his last outing against Toronto, he went 7 innings, gave up 3 earned runs, but really had to battle and fight his way through it. So, had a really good game against Houston.
Time granted.
Yeah, Mike called timeout.
First of 4 here in Houston. Big crowd. 3rd in the American League in attendance. In the left center field, Marisnik scores. Pettis waving on Kemp. He's going to score. And a nice save on that throw in from the outfield by D. Gordon. Stroh's on the board. And what else is new? Marwin Gonzalez. Another base hit, another 2 RBIs against the Mariners.
This is on the slider. They typically are going to bury it, but it ends up right in the middle of the plate, 90 miles an hour. You can see Mike set up. Down and in is where he wanted that pitch, and James just missed it. With Kemp's speed at second base, he scores easily.
Gonzalez now 7 RBIs this season against the Mariners. Here's Gurriel. That is a foul ball and not by a heck of a lot.
Another slider.
Really got to bear down against these Houston Astros. They have a run differential of plus 202. Ground ball to Gene, flips over to D, and safe at first. Gurriel busted it coming out of the gate there. So the inning will continue.
Going to check if they want to challenge it to Hopper, to Segura. Just a bounding ball out to shortstop. Right, they'll just let it go. So 6-4, fielder's choice.
Brings up Gaddis. Struck out on a 2-2 pitch in the first. Good challenge right there at some high heat. Outfield straight away and deep for Gaddis. 1-1 to count. Chopped off the plate, going foul.
James and his pitch count starting a little bit high. 55 pitches working here in the 3rd inning.
This will be pitch number 20 right here by James Paxton. He's building a house on that inside corner against these right-hand hitters.
Yeah, at this point, he really has no choice. His fastball has been his best pitch. He has a good fastball, and typically for him to keep the right-handers honest, he's going to pitch inside.
2-2 here to Gaddis, man at first. Full count.
Trying to go to his curveball and slider. It's just not happening for him.
Here we go. Runner at first going to take off. 3-2 pitch. Swing! And a foul tip held by Zunino for the strikeout. It's his third. Couple of runs for the Astros here in the third inning. Make it a 6-2 ball game. More at soundtransit.org. First of 4 here in Houston. And the Mariners got off to a fabulous start. 3 in the first, 3 in the second. There's Cameron Maben. Grounded out to short. Brad Peacock, who's on in relief of Justin Verlander, who was ejected after the second inning. The Mariners roughed him up. They've been with the Astros last year, 21 games, played 3 World Series games.
The two-seam fastball tonight, 92, 93 miles an hour. But his slider was a really good pitch in the third inning. Had a couple of strikeouts.
Maben, Gordon, and Haniger, 8-9-1 here against Peacock.
There's the breaking ball.
Good to have Maben aboard here with Miami. With 251, 3 homers, and 20 runs batted in. 8th game with the Mariners hitting at 280. Way outside from Peacock. Brad, 30 years old, out of Palm Beach, Florida. Drafted by the Nationals, 41st round in 06. Strike 3 call. Peacock with 3 consecutive strikeouts. One away.
It's just a good fastball at the bottom of the strike zone.
Bring up D. Gordon. Peacock working exclusively out of the pen these days. Started 21 games for the Astros last year, going 13-2 with a 3.00 ERA. And at third is Davis. He trying to get his month of August turned around. It's only the 9th. Came in hitting just 120, 3 for 25. Under 20 hits for D on the season. Two and one. Slap foul. Two pitch. 4 consecutive strikeouts for Peacock. 2 down. We're back to the top of the order and a hot hitter in Mitch Haniger. Hey fans, our annual Ultimate Fan Contest is almost over. Root Sports is going to be looking for the Ultimate Fan in the state of Washington throughout the month of August. You'll send us a photo and store in our website at rootsports.com/ultimate-fan, and you can win a VIP trip for 2 to Seattle in September, personalized jersey and more. For official rules, visit rootsports.com.
Mitch with a home run to left field to start the game off, and then a double to left center.
And it's especially memorable because he's just gone 3 for 3. This is the first game in the major leagues he's ever led off, and he's having a spectacular evening. Triple, double, single. You know what? Needs a triple. Get a cycle. Two doubles, beg your pardon.
When you're talking about his first game leading off, I think there's a pretty good chance he may find himself leading off tomorrow. What do you think, Dave?
Oh, I don't think there's any question. With, what do we have? 6 runs, 8 hits.
Yeah, and he has 3 extra base hits.
And you got a right-hander, Cole, coming to the mound tomorrow. Here's Span. Triple, 2-run homer. Couple runs scored against Verlander. So the double by Haniger ends a streak of 4 consecutive Ks by Brad Peacock. It's been said a million times, but you just can't predict baseball. Verlander coming in with outstanding numbers. Mariners a little bit of a slump. A slump, I won't say a little bit, a slump. And they rough him up, and he's out of the game. Here's Maldonado. We've seen that before when he was with the Angels. He's not afraid to try to pick you off at any base.
He has a great throwing arm. And that is something they definitely went over in the meetings. Typically, you want to be aggressive on your secondary leads when you're out at second base, but you have to be careful with him behind the plate.
Two-out runner at second. Second inning, the Mariners got all the runs with 2 outs. Eight hits, 7 extra base hits. RBI opportunity for Span. Pitch down low. 2-1. Top of the 9th, Yankees 7-3 over Texas. Boston losing at Toronto 8-4 in the 8th. Dodgers 1-0 at Colorado. Look at Gene Segura. Nats beat Atlanta 6-3, Cleveland 5-4 over Minnesota, and San Diego beat Milwaukee 8-4. This man can really work a count, can he? First walk by Peacock, inning continues. Now first and second. And Brett Strom going to come out, the pitching coach. Stick around after the game for Mariners postgame presented by Alaska Airlines.
Well, Segura also trying to keep his night perfect. He had a double in the first, scored a run, drove in a run, and then a home run his next time up to left field. A home run on a slider. So Haniger is 3 for 3. Span is 2 for 2 with a walk and a home run. And Segura 2 for 2 with a home run.
Another 2-out opportunity here. Segura career 0 for 5 against Brad Peacock.
A little late on the fastball.
Have this set up for Gene Segura.
He stays in the middle of the field primarily. Left center to center field.
One. Gene in charge right here, 2-1. Couple of men aboard, 2 outs, 4th inning. There's 3 runs in the first, 3 in the second. Peacock came in, shut him down 1, 2, 3 in the third. Looked like he was going to do it again here in the fourth. After 2 strikeouts, but a double and a walk. The Mariners in business. Off the fifth, slow roller. Bregman. Off balance throw, safe. Bases loaded.
Good hustle by Gene. And he's a triple away from the cycle.
There we go.
Double, home run, single for Segura. Gets jammed, so slow rolling ball out to the shortstop, Bregman, who is their third baseman, having to play shortstop because Correa has been on the disabled list.
No place to put Mr. Cruz here. Bases loaded. Cruz 375, 3 for 8 against Brad Peacock. The Stros have not allowed a salami this year to this point. Breaking ball, strike 1.
Nelson with 9 grand slams in his career.
Mariners putting up some good numbers here. Runners in scoring position. They are 4 for 4. Melly in an 0-2 hole. It was 0-2 first inning when he delivered an RBI single to center. Bill Harris starting to warm up in the pin for the Astros. 2 outs and bases loaded. Struck him out, went right after him at 94. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. Home fourth coming up. Mariners lead at 6-2. Very funny. Good stuff, Angie. Thank you very much. James Paxton, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk tonight. Giving up 2 runs on 3 hits. He's got Tyler White, J.D. Davis, Martin Maldonado, 5, 6, and 7 coming up. Been a good locale for him. White popped out to D. Gordon his first time.
Yeah, for James, he's really had to work hard tonight. Difficult time finding a breaking ball, whether it's his curve or his slider, so he's stayed with the fastball in.
Segura going back. 1 out. Here in the 4th this season when you're at Safeco Field. Don't forget to visit the Seattle Children's Playfield. It's designed for both parents and children. The whole family can enjoy the playground. Wishing Well concessions, team store, TV monitors, and more. So do not miss a single pitch. J.D. Davis, the hitter. Ernest got up to a great start. 3 runs in the first, 3 runs in the second. Justin Verlander was tossed after the second inning. James Paxton. Shutout ball through the first 2 innings. Gave up a 2-run single in the 3rd. So J.D. Davis struck out on a 2-2 pitch. Nice hop for Segura. 2 away.
Let's see if James Paxton can have a clean inning. Got a 1-2-3 second inning.
Maldonado, the catcher, his 7th game with the Astros. He grounded out the 3rd in the 2nd inning. Strike 1. Gone final. Rangers lose at the Yankees 7-3. Toronto continues to lead Boston 8-4. Took a lot off of that pitch and it worked out nicely for him. Here's Maben. And there is a clean inning. Just 8 pitches for Mr. Paxton and a 6-2 lead. Seattle Mariners Baseball and Root Sports is brought to you by Amtrak Cascades. What a beautiful way to travel. Visit AmtrakCascades.com. By Jet Closing, buying a home. Jet Closing can save you time, money, and stress. Visit JetClosing.com today. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Good start to this Mariners 4-game set in Houston with some Mariner fans in the house. 6-2 lead, 3 in the first, 3 in the second. Justin Verlander toss or beefing an home plate umpire Nick Lentz after the second inning, and now second man out of the pen. They did not expect this to be a big bullpen day. It's Will Harris.
46 appearances on the year, a 4.24 ERA, 51 strikeouts, over 11 walks, opponent's hitting .247. Cutter curveball. It's cutter at 92 miles an hour.
Kyle Seager's his first hitter. Kyle will strike out and fly to center. Seager 3 for 7 against Harris. Seager, Zunino, and Healy, 5, 6, and 7 coming up.
Kyle hit the ball hard his last time up, but it was right at the center fielder.
Fair ball, handled by Tyler White, flips to Harris. Serious damage done by the top of the Mariners order. Haniger, in his first start ever, is a leadoff man, homer and 2 doubles, 2 runs scored and an RBI. Span, triple 2-run homer. Segura, RBI double and a home run and an infield hit. He's got 3 hits, triple away from the cycle, and Nelson Cruz 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Mike Z struck out twice looking. 3-2 pitch and a 2-2 pitch. Popped it up. Tony Kemp, right fielder. A quick 2 away. August 17th through the 19th, the Mariners are going to welcome the reigning National League champion LA Dodgers to Safeco Field for a weekend slate. You're going to see a star-studded series that includes Clayton Kershaw, Matt Kemp, Nelson Cruz, James Paxton, and more. For tickets, visit Mariners.com. Kershaw pitched last night against the Athletics in Oakland. A's won it late 3-2. Here's Healy. First pitch strike. Healy struck out to end the 3rd inning.
Ryan has seen a lot of breaking balls away from him. They're trying to do something different. 21 home runs on the year for Ryan. There's a breaking ball again, away, down. The curveball. With Harris out there to a right-handed hitter, mostly it's going to be away with a cutter curve combination.
Swing and a miss. Tagged by Maldonado. Big breaking ball. 1-2-3 to the Mariners in the 5th. Just a 9-pitch inning for Will Harris. transmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Good lead for the Mariners here, first of 4 against the world champion Astros. A lot of Mariner fans in the house, and a guy we saw yesterday was calling the game on Facebook. Ryan Roland Smith joins us from back in our studios. And Ryan, explain to the folks why sometimes these starters, and James Paxton in particular, sometimes comes out and just can't get all maybe 3 pitches working. He's got the fastball working, but he's having all kinds of trouble with his secondary and third level pitches.
Ryan, is there a time, because this year with him, it seems that he always finds one or the other. He'll find the slider, he'll have the curveball. Tonight struggling a little bit with both of those. The good news is he has the fastball and he's been able to locate inside. But between those 2 pitches, is there one or the other that's a little bit easier to land or to find?
This is trouble. Bangs it off the wall. Marisnik to third. He'll get the stop sign, and another double for Tony Kemp.
I made the comment earlier, Ryan, that it's also a situation as, you know, Stottlemyre will make a trip out to the mound, but Mike is still calling for both of those pitches. You know, probably not as much as he normally would, but he's still trying to make him throw that pitch so that he can find it.
Good stuff, Ryan, and we'll catch you on Mariners postgame presented by Alaska Airlines with Angie Mente. Thanks for your pitching insight. Much appreciated. 6-2. And here come the Astros. First 2 men have reached here in the 5th. Here's Bregman, 3rd time through.
There he is again, trying to land the curveball to back them off of his fastball if he can. In the bottom of the lineup for Houston that has done the damage. Marisnik with a walk and then the double by Kemp. They scored both those runs, and now here we are again with a single and a double.
Fastball for strike. Bregman, dangerous hitter, 22 home runs. This one pulled foul.
Another curveball, a little bit better pitch. This is at the bottom of the strike zone. That's what he wants to do. Normally he would either go to that slider or a fastball at the top of the zone ahead 1-2.
Found back.
And he wanted the slider right there, but again, you can see it's just right in the middle of the plate. And he's going right. That is down out of the strike zone.
Paxton against Alex Bregman, who had a .306 batting average in June, .300 in July, and just a .182 here so far in August. Trying to put him away 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bunt single by Marisnik, a double off the wall and left for Kemp. And now 2-2 here to Bregman. Marwin Gonzalez is on deck. Swing and a miss. Got a big one. 4th strikeout for Paxton. 1 out here in the 5th.
Able to get him to chase a fastball off the plate away. At the top of the zone, but it is off the plate. Primera Supermo, 96 miles an hour. Just a good 4-seam fastball.
Here's Gonzalez. Popped to short, delivered a 2-run single. So left field in the 3rd inning. He did go. This is home plate umpire Nick Lentz.
And that's a good example of what Ryan was talking about. Starts him off with the curveball. They're all cheating towards the fastball right now. They've had their conversations and watching the same thing that we are. They're able to start him with the curveball, get him to chase it, just because he was amped up for the fastball.
Mookie Betts. He's racked up the first cycle of the season. Good stop by Zunino. Count at 1-1.
Another curveball. And even though he missed with it, just gives the hitter something else to think about.
Sure.
Because they still know that he has the fastball at 96, 97. Puts a little bit of doubt in your mind, and most of the time that's just enough.
1 away and a 1-1 count. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Play Gonzalez straight up in the infield and outfield. Went in there again. 2-1. Gonzalez particularly dangerous, a .311 hitter coming in. Career against the Mariners with 16 homers. He had 2 last time we saw them. Back home in Seattle, 2-1 game. Two.
Better sign. 4 pitches, 3 curveballs in this at bat.
Gonzalez, a switch hitter. He's hitting .254 right-handed entering tonight's game. .226 lefty. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout. Another one for James Paxton. It's his 5th. And he has really stepped up here in the 5th inning after a bunt and a double. 2nd and 3rd, he's got a couple of strikeouts.
Well, maybe the curveball and slider have shown up at the right time. After 3 curveballs, here's the slider down and in. Well located. Just a perfect pitch. That's the cutter slider Ryan was talking about, but the location was excellent.
Yuli Gurriel 0 for 2. Bouncing ball to Segura. Friendly hop, steps into the throw. Dug out by Healy. Well done. Fine job to wriggle out of trouble. 2 on, nobody out, and he gets out of it. Going to see Mitch Haniger coming up in the next inning. Listen to that crack right there. Mitch Haniger leading off the ball game when an 0-1 pitch takes Verlander out.
Bernard Span, a home run to right field. His 9th home run of the year.
And then Gene Segura said, give me some of that. Gene with home run number 9. He's driven in 2 runs tonight. He's got 55 on the season, and Gene's got 3 hits. Here's Cameron Maben to lead off in the 6th against Will Harris. This will be his 2nd inning of work. First pitch strike. Maben, Gordon, and Haniger.
Thought that last inning for James Paxton was a great example with Mike Zunino and how important he is throughout the game. Even though he was struggling with his curveball and his slider, he continued to call it because he knew there was going to be a situation, especially 2nd, 3rd time through the lineup, where he was going to have to use those pitches. And you could see the difference in Houston and the way the swings that they were taking with a couple of strikeouts and a weak ground ball to short, because he was able to really mix it up on him. It makes his fastball even better.
There's a base hit off the bat of Cameron Maben, leading off the Mariners 6th.
I'm all for a little add-on. Good base hit for Cameron.
And in this building against these guys, it's imperative.
Day looking for his first hit. Again, Scott Service changing up the lineup. He is hitting 9th tonight, 0 for 2.
What's your thoughts on why D's struggling as much coming in?
I think there's
3
something
for 25 here in August.
I think there's something common with all hitters, and we just saw it with Segura too. He went through it a little bit, but I think when you're aggressive hitters and good hitters, I think the tendency at times is, because you can put the ball in play, is to just get a little bit too big with the strike zone. You get too far out of the zone, swinging at more. He has a strikeout. It was on a pitch that was up out of the zone, a fastball. So I think you just have to calm things down and get him back in the zone and get a quality pitch to hit, something that Edgar was talking to me about, and I think he'll be fine.
While you were saying that, you saw he went a little Eric Ibar on us. Showed the bunt.
I like
pulled
it.
it back.
I like it. J.D. Davis, the 3rd baseman, again can shake hands with him. He's so far in on the grass. So you try to draw him in a little bit closer to you, another step or two, and then slap it by him. And that is a part of D's game.
Good, really good part. Outfield tilted strongly to the left. It's shallow for D.
But D has been too good a player. He will definitely work his way out of it.
Foul.
Scott Service was talking to me about Gene earlier in the year when he was struggling a little bit, saying basically the same thing. Guys that are aggressive by nature and are good bad ball hitters, sometimes they just get a little bit too far out of the zone, and he ended up patient for a couple of days, and then we got back to his own style, but the main thing was get some pitches on the plate.
D. Gordon had 205 hits back in 15 seasons with Miami. 201 last year with Miami. He's at 120 right now. D covering up with Maldonado.
That
came
was
up
right
firing.
by his ear.
Sure
I can
was.
tell
He
you
heard
that.
it. He heard it. Zzz. Got a cannon like Maldonado. Why not show it off?
I don't blame him.
1-2. That hit him. D's aboard, first and second.
A.J. Hinch thought maybe it hit the knob of the bat. Harris certainly felt that way. Take a look at the check swing by D. That's a cut fastball. That's off his wrist, it looked like to me. They are not going to challenge it.
We've been watching this kid grow, talking about the next hitter with a couple of men aboard, Mitch Haniger, star in the making. He's got a 3-for-3 night working in his first game as a big leaguer, leading off on just 7 pitches.
Well, he's just crushing the fastball tonight.
8th Mariners leadoff hitter in history, club history, with 3 extra base hits, including a home run in a game. The list includes Jude Segura, Michael Saunders, Ichiro, Joey Cora, our man H, Harold Reynolds, Mickey Brantley, and Danny Tartabull. What do you want to cash in here? First 2 men aboard now. And Haniger, Span, Segura, and Cruz all having big nights. How about that? There we go. Did you know that you were involved in that back in '95 against Boston?
I knew that I had the 4 extra base hits. I didn't know I was the first Mariner to do it. That was a game when I had a couple of doubles, a triple, and a home run.
Did he pull shots or did he gap them right center?
I was all over the place.
Nothing wrong with that. Tony
No,
Sipp warming up.
That was great.
Inside to Mitch. Remember who the pitchers might have been? And here we go.
There it is, Mitch Haniger. What a night he has had. Top of the order, really. Again, mixing things up, but it's worked out well for Haniger, Span, Segura. All of them really swinging the bat well. All the production is. I think I hit the home run off of Lilliquist's left-handed pitch.
It's Eric Lilliquist.
For right field. I don't really remember the rest of it.
Where did that rank as one of your favorite parks? High, low, medium?
It was in the Kingdome.
Oh, it was in the Kingdom.
It was
Okay,
in
I thought it was a
Kingdome.
favorite big park. All right.
But Fenway's one of my favorites. Still is.
What a night for Haniger. Home run, couple of doubles, 2 runs scored, and RBI. Runners go. Throw down the third. In there safely, Cameron Maben. Turned around, looked at D. Thought maybe D was going to follow him.
Well, that's a tough one because D's not sure if he's going to run, and D has to read the runner. If he takes off a couple of steps, the thing that you don't want to do is run into an out at second base if he gets a great jump and you don't pick it up right away. So D's watching him, and by the time he picks it up, it's too late. So he just stays home.
First stolen base is a Mariner for Maben. Ninth on the season. 2-2 here to Haniger. Infield about halfway. Laid off it.
I'm surprised to see the curveball to him.
Three and two to Henniger. Runners at the corners. Another hot hitter on deck, Denard Span. D back. That ball would have gotten away. They've been really taking a nice lead. Might have been able to score.
I don't know if D's going to try to steal, but if he does, we'll see what Maldonado, the catcher, wants to do. He may fake a throw and try to get Maben if he gets too far off.
There goes D. Swing. Yeah, foul tip.
There was a strike, a breaking ball, but a pretty good jump from D. So as the runner at third with D running, you have to be really careful. There's the jump. Pretty good jump by D. Take him long and get the full speed.
That ankle's a heck of a lot better. Good to see. Three and two to Henniger. Runners at the corners, nobody out. And this Henniger just raking tonight. Maben scores. D to third. He's in there safely. 7-2 Mariners. A 4-for-4 night for Mitch Henniger in the leadoff spot. There's the single. Now he needs the triple. Homer, 2 doubles and a single. 2 RBIs.
Well, you look at the club and trying to mix things up, and why Mitch Henniger, he has a .357 on base percentage, and don't have to worry about walks tonight. He is just hitting line drives all over the place.
What a great sight. The Mariners needed an offensive, somebody to generate something. And man, is he doing it?
Well, he's doing it. You mentioned D's ankle. That was a great round of second base and really good acceleration into third. So he looks a lot better with the infield in.
Here's Span. Triple, 2-run homer and a walk. First 4-hit night for Mitch Henniger. He's back safely. I think you can turn your page over and ink in Henniger in the leadoff spot for tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to happen. Feel pretty good about that.
Yeah. 7-2 lead, 11 hits for the Mariners. Fouled back by Span. Denard doubled down the right field line. 2-run homer to right and a walk tonight. Gene Segura is on deck, drawn in infield. Nobody out. Runners at the corners again. (7-2) Mariners. Most runs the Astros have given up since July 28th, and they lost here at home to Texas 7-3. That was in the process of being swept by the Rangers 11-2, 7-3, and 4-3. Up high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Just tuning in, Justin Verlander got rocked in the first 2 innings. 3 runs in the first inning, 3 runs in the second inning. There's a balk called against him. Next pitch was a 2-run homer at the end of that inning. Said some words to home plate umpire Nick Lynch, and Nick Lynch ran him. Tony Kemp, 2 count Army's got D. Gordon at third. D challenging. He's going to come home. The throw goes in the second. 8-2 Mariners. An RBI for Denard Span, his third tonight. A lot of productivity up top.
Oh, it's great to see some production at the bottom of the lineup with Maben and Gordon both scoring runs, 8 and 9 in the order. Looks like a cutter it is. Jams him a little bit, but Kemp typically in left field, not the strong throwing arm, and with D's speed, didn't even try it, just gets the ball back into second base.
Maben leadoff single, and D got hit by a pitch to get things started. Up and in to Gene Segura. Double to right, scored a run, hit a home run, got an infield hit. So he needs a triple for the cycle. Should be pitch number 20 this inning for Harris. Line drive, Tony Kemp. Wow, nice catch. And he's got extraordinary speed. Man, did he cash in there.
That was probably a foot away from being that triple you were just talking about if he doesn't make the catch. And Segura thought he had extra bases. Well-timed leap.
Good play. Young man out of Vanderbilt.
Nelson Cruz 1 for 3. Got an RBI on the first.
Ground ball to Bregman. Flip to Gurriel. Mariners add 2 more. Expand the lead to 8-2 as we go bottom 6. Tony Kemp then make this catch. The score been a little bit higher. 8-2 Mariners here in Houston. Bottom 6. Evan Gattis to lead off for the Astros, followed by Tyler White and J.D. Davis. A lot of back foot fastballs at these right-hand hitters tonight. Athletics have acquired Fernando Rodney from the Twins for minor league right-hander Dakota Chalmers. They further fortify that bullpen.
Gaddis didn't like the call. That'll even the count 1-1.
Any thoughts about shoot that arrow in the sky going to Oakland?
I'm not sure where he's going to pitch. They already had 7th, 8th, and 9th wrapped up. But I guess some depth never hurts. Trevino, Trinan. Pretty good pen. A little bit deeper now.
Whew, I say. Paxton 0-2. Broken bat pop-up. Easy play for Maben. Let's take a look at one of the pitches out of the arsenal of James Paxton.
Well, you can see the knuckle curve. That was a pretty good curveball right there. That's where he's been trying to land his curveball. There's the grip of it, and you can see the index finger basically taking that knuckle and putting it into the seam so he can pull down with his middle finger. Really gets a lot of spin with that. It's a power curveball, usually 81, 82 miles an hour. There's a curveball right there on the outside corner.
Tyler White popped out to second, popped out to short.
And another fastball. Now on the inside corner at 96, still has the good fastball. And this next pitch will be 90. Nobody getting loose in the pen.
One out, nobody on here in the 6th. And he got him with 3 pitches.
Well,
nope.
He found the curveball. What do they say now? Foul
First
ball?
base umpire Doug Eddings
Saying it's a foul ball.
Yep.
It's a good curveball, though. Down out of the strike zone, getting him to chase it. And now Scott Service out of the dugout. Let's take a look, see if he gets a piece of this curveball. I'm not sure that he did.
Nope.
Joe West walking in slowly.
I didn't think you were going to save quickly. (14 of 23 first pitch strikes for Paxton.
There's another look at that breaking ball. It's the curveball.
He totally missed it.
Yeah, I don't think he touched it.
All made by Doug Eddings. Foul ball.
His best fastball, 98 miles an hour. Been consistently 96. Seen some 97s. Now 91 pitches and still throwing 98.
I like how he attacks inside against right-handers like that.
Just have no time to react to it when you have that curveball and slider in the back of your mind and he's rushing it in there. The thing about it too is he rarely makes mistakes on the plate with it anymore. It's either on the corner or off the plate in. Little slider.
Pitch 94 coming up.
And he was trying to figure out his arm angle. That fastball that he was trying to get inside typically would run to the middle of the plate. It happen every now and then, but not nearly as often as it used to.
We're in the 6th. How long do you think Scott's going to let him go? Swing. Oh, foul back. Oh, foul back.
Well, that's a great question, but I think that's one of the reasons why I really wanted that strikeout. Another curveball from James. And for him, I don't think he has a problem letting him go 110, 115.
8th pitch coming up. 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. That 1 walk back in the 3rd did score. 2-2. .117 is his high this year. 3 words, go for it. 2-2. Full count here, 1 out, nobody on. Mariners 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the sixth. Tremendous offensive performances tonight. This will be pitch number 10 to Tyler White. And he lost it.
10 pitches in the at-bat. When he should have had a strikeout and saved himself 5 pitches.
Sure enough. MLB.TV. It's now available at a lower price for $49.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription is going to include MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout. Other restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.TV to take advantage of this special offer. 1 out, 1 on. J.D. Davis. That's playable.
This will be Ryan.
2 outs. Fernando Rodney going from Minnesota to Oakland. Fernando 3-2 record, 3.09 ERA. And he's got 25 saves to add to the guys they already have. See the A's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. Robbie Cano returns on Tuesday. 2 outs. Here's Maldonado. Round out the third, fly to center.
He is dialing up that curveball. The right time for him. Third time through the lineup.
There's some roster moves made. Fortifying the bullpen. There's ground ball. Segura can't get a base hit. That was pitch number 100.
Playing him to pull the ball. It jams him a little bit, but he fights it off right back up the middle. James at 100 pitches, nobody getting loose in the pen.
There's Marisnick. Walk and run score. Bunted his way on in the 5th. Straight up in the infield and outfield. Ball 1. 5th man to the plate here in the 6th inning. Astros got a 2-run single from Marwin Gonzalez in the 3rd. Aired it out, 96. One to Marisnick. Outside. Nick Vincent starting to heat up in the Mariner pen. Eight runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Mariners. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Houston.
Well, his velocity is still there, but typically when he is missing off the plate away to the right-handers, he's starting to get tired.
Two out, 2 on.
He has had to work really hard in this game tonight.
Off the fist, fouled off.
You can almost see him spinning off the mound now, just reaching back for a little extra every time.
Yep.
So he's starting to get tired. 105 pitches. better. 98 on the inner half of the plate.
I gotta ask, yeah, this is the most. I didn't see a couple of those games early because I was out, but in terms of him attacking inside so consistently against right-handers, this is the best I've seen this year.
Yeah, and I think that you're seeing a lot of that, especially early, Dave, because he didn't have anything else to go to. His curveball and his slider just weren't there. There's a breaking ball that he missed with.
Might do it right there. Bases loaded.
Yeah,
Third walk, second.
We'll see.
Yeah. Third walk, second this inning.
This guy's jogging out there. I think he wants to talk to him.
What do you got for me?
Yeah, he hasn't made a signal out to the pen yet. I think he wants to see if he has enough left. I'm going to ask him to get one more hitter, I think. James says he's all right.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, and I like the way that Scott went out there to talk to him, because it's not just what he says, but it's how he says it to him. That'll let you know if he's going to leave him in or go to the pen. He may even ask Mike, and he's going to leave him out there.
You've heard those conversations, right? I mean, and you've seen both. When wrong answer and right answer, right?
Yeah, most of the time they're going to tell the manager what the manager wants to hear, but it's how they say it. So he's watching him, looking at his eyes, reading his body language. James is not going to hand him the ball. He's going to want to stay out there, but what do you have left? And that's when sometimes they'll even ask Mike.
Right. I think
which is tough. I had that conversation with Danny on the homestand. Right. Sometimes you got to look and go, hey, Pax, you're done, man. Give him the ball. You know? Not an easy thing.
Swing and a miss.
Good slider.
And that's what, you got to have a catcher like that. It's critical. I mean, hey, he's your guy, but, you got to tell the truth, too.
Yes,
man.
Exactly. Good first pitch to him.
Big out to get. Really big.
Right back with it again. A couple of sliders.
And Kemp has been a problem tonight. Hit a one-hopper over the head of Healy. Went into the corner for a double, and then he doubled off the wall in left center field. Bases loaded here.
Good slider on the corner.
Ball and 2 strikes. Gonna put him away here in the 6th. Mariners enjoying a big lead, 8-2 against the defending world champions. There's a good number right there, 189. Bases loaded. The 1-2 pitch to Kemp. Close.
4 sliders in a row, and he's really concentrating, making sure that he keeps it away from him.
Two balls, 2 strikes, and Kemp steps out.
Bregman, the leadoff hitter, waiting on deck.
We need him out here big time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Do it again. 30th pitch of the inning coming up.
I like the fastball right there at the top of the zone. It was 97 miles an hour. Late swing from Kemp. We'll go back to a slider now.
8-2 Mariners here in the 6th. First of a 4-game set here in Houston. Paxton deals 2-2. Up and in. Count goes full.
And he missed with the slider.
Nino out for a word.
I think it's pretty simple. What do you want to throw right here? And if it's a slider, don't try to overthrow it. Stay within your mechanics. Just make a quality pitch.
Do not want to give these guys a life right here. And Bregman, he's on deck. Crowd coming to its feet. Paxton set. The 3-2 pitch to Tony Kemp. Fouled off.
He just challenged him.
This will be the 8th pitch coming to Tony. Crossroads moment right here for Paxton. Bases loaded. 8-2 game. He's running on fumes right now. The 3-2 pitch. Fouled off again.
Great pitch on the corner. It's an amazing thing with James Paxton. Even when he's getting tired, he doesn't lose his velocity. Might lose his location, but he will still throw 97, 98 miles an hour.
He's 2 away from his season high of 117, which came against Detroit to start after the no-no. Here we go again. The noise building, the tension building, the pitch. Line drive, base hit. Couple of runs are going to score. As Tony Kemp having a night. He's 3 for 3, just drove in 2 to make this a much tighter, grittier game. 8-4. Mariners, what an at-bat.
Wow.
Scoring on a play, White and Maldonado.
9 pitches in the at-bat. He makes the pitch that he wants. It's a good fastball, 97 right on the inside corner, and he ends up jamming him with it. It's a soft line drive that he's going to hit out into right field. Just trying to fight it off. Unfortunate for James, but that will be it. Great effort by B. Gordon.
Tony Kemp batting in the 9-hole, doing all kinds of damage. 2 runs batted in. He's a 3 for 3 hitter, and he's chased packs. It's 8-4 Mariners. Knocked in 2 runs, chasing James Paxton.
97-mile-an-hour fastball pitch. 116 for James. Again, he jams him, but finds the outfield grass. Paxton not happy about it. That will end his night. 5 2/3, 7 hits, 4 runs. They were earned. He's responsible for the 2 base runners. 3 walks, 2 of them coming in this inning. 5 strikeouts.
Big and Plumbing called to the pen. And that's going to bring in veteran right-hander Nick Vincent, who shaved his mustache since we last saw him last night.
His 40th appearance on the year, a 4.41 ERA.
Man, does he need a 3rd out here.
Fastball at 90, cutter 87, 88, and a slider.
Crowd has come alive here. Bregman 2 for 6 against Nick. Almost at the corners here. Fouled off.
That was the cutter.
Mariners got out of the gate in a hurry. 3 runs in the first, 3 runs in the second. Verlander got tossed from the game after the second inning. They put up 2 in the 3rd inning to make it 6-2. Mariners added 2 in the 6th. And an 8-2 lead. That has changed here. 1-2 to Bregman. Bregman, 7th man to the plate here in the 6th inning. All-Star Game MVP in July. Pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Needed that. Couple of runs on the board for the Astros. We go to the 7th, 8-4 Mariners. Seattle Mariners baseball and root sports brought to you by Jack in the Box. Try something different like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls, only at Jack in the Box for a limited time. For Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. By CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. And by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, root sports crew. You made a heck of a point going to break. They're not World Series champs for nothing.
That's right. They're just going to keep fighting you all the way through it. Great effort by James Paxton tonight. Yeah. Tony Sipp going to take over for Houston, the left-hander. Mariners have seen him quite a bit over the years. 34 appearances. He's pitched well this year. 1.61 ERA. 30 strikeouts in 28 innings. Opponent's hitting .214.
Kyle Seager is his first hitter.
Fastball slider split. His average fastball 92. Years past, he would typically throw his split quite a bit, but he's using the slider a little bit more now.
Coming up here for the Mariners, Seager, Zunino, and Healy.
Mariners scoring a couple of runs in the 6th inning. First time the Houston bullpen has given up a run in 10 games.
Kyle fouls this one off.
I had a good fastball to hit right there.
Tony Sipp, this is his 49th career game against the Mariners. 4-2 record at 2.70 regular because it was never. Now it's officially a Houston series, right?
That's exactly right.
Dating back to 09. Nice foul.
And for the last number of years, he's been the only left-hander they've had out there. So he was going to pitch in the series every time.
His 48 games. And the second most he has against any opponent. He's got 52 against the A's. 2-1 to Kyle.
Well, 3 for 16 against him. One of the 3 hits a home run.
You'll see Tony a lot when he's with Cleveland, then obviously here with Houston. Pascagoula, Mississippi, his hometown. 3-1 pitch. Got off.
He has a good fastball tonight at 93 miles an hour.
Mikey's 35. We'll probably see him another 10 years.
Probably. He keeps throwing strikes.
Seriously.
Still has a good fastball at 93.
Yeah. I was talking to a scout friend of mine the other day. This kid's an infielder. I said, let me guess, you got him switch hitting? He says, you know I do.
Yeah.
What did he say? His kid's about 14, 15. Decent sized kid, plays second base. But learn all the positions, got him switch hit.
You can do it. It's a good idea.
Good battle here.
Was this his 49th or his 50th appearance?
This will be 49 here.
This will be 49. Dennis Eckersley at 68. So he has a few more years and he'll catch Eckersley.
Seriously.
That's against the Mariners, of course.
5th year with Houston. They had 1 year in Zona, and of course we saw him for 4 years.
Cleveland.
1, 2, 3, 4 years with Cleveland. That's right, we missed them that 1 year in 2013. 3 and 2 that count. Yeah, Kyle jumps on it. That's extra bases. As Kemp will get it back in. A good start to the Mariners' 7th, 26th double of the season for Kyle Seager. It's his 45th extra base hit, leader on the ball club in that category.
And he stays on a slider. It was the 8th pitch of the at-bat on the 3-2 count. As a slider that was up and in the middle of the plate.
Brings up Mike Zunino. Struck out looking twice and flied out to right.
I have the Mariners for 8 extra base hits tonight.
Like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Get Mike the right side of the infield. Get that runner to third. Mariners are 3 and 6 against Houston. Paxton has all 3 of those wins, and 1-1 here at Minute Maid. Joe Smith starting to warm up for Houston.
Staying at the top of it. Yeah, they're staying right at the top of the zone with Mike.
Toronto's defeated Boston 8-5. Yankees 7-3 over Texas. Cleveland 5-4 earlier today over Minnesota. It's Gurriel on the cover. Popped it up. Maldonado taking a look.
That had to hit something. We can't see it from here, but it looked like it hit a piece of the roof.
Had to.
It'll be a foul ball.
That's a normal occurrence at Tampa Bay. Tropicana Field in St. Pete. In the years we've been coming here, that's the first time I've seen that.
Yeah, I think that this roof is a little bit higher,
Oh,
except
yeah.
for when you get to the right where the backstop is, and
Good call.
yeah,
Runner at second. 1 and 2 here to Zunino.
Split.
And strikeout. Number 1 for Tony Sipp. Third time Pastime Mike Cascade tonight. And I'll bring up Ryan Healy. Join us Saturday for an exciting MLS matchup. Tune in at 8 p.m. Pacific as the Portland Timbers host the Vancouver Whitecaps, and stay tuned after the match for our live post-game show. Your local programming schedule, visit rootsports.com. Oh, don't tempt me. I already did damage with the milkshake.
What flavor? I went strawberry today.
I went vanilla today.
Very nice.
I'll probably go strawberry. I'll give my system a break and come back Saturday for strawberry.
Starts Ryan off with a slider down out of the zone.
At heart, I'm still 15. You know.
Nothing wrong with that.
Amen. Risnick giving ground. He's got room. Seager tags. He'll get the third. 2 outs. Healy 0 for 4 now. There's a chance for Cameron Maben. Base hit to center. Stolen base and a run scored back in the 6th. 1 for 3. First pitch strike. Big stat. Runners in scoring position. 2 outs. Count at 1-1 to Maben. You have Leake and Cole tomorrow. LeBlanc and Morton on Saturday. TBA for the Mariners Sunday, and Dallas Keuchel will go for Houston. Scott Service was asked before the game if he'd made up his mind with starting Felix on Sunday, and he said he had not. And then from Houston we go to Oakland. We'll be in the Bay Area. 2 night games and a day game. A's are off tonight. They open up a series in Anaheim tomorrow.
When the Mariners finish that game on Wednesday, that will be the end of 20 games in a row. They will have a day off at home on Thursday, which is well deserved. The
good news, Tuesday we'll see Robbie Cano back.
Yep.
That'll be. I told somebody today, I said, I'll get the red carpet and the roses out. I said, just like in Coming to America, right? Did the crime, he served his time. 2-2 here to Maben.
Yeah, pretty good off-speed pitch right on the inside corner at 79 miles an hour. And I wasn't too sure about it. EQC Tracer had it on the plate.
Two pitch here to Maben. Seager at third. Oh boy.
Well off the plate.
It was.
Good out.
I'm watching. His sip was ready to go to the dugout. He was emphatic. I got this. I'm gone. They've been trying to pick up that run at third. Strike 3 called. Sip with a couple strikeouts. Seager lead off double, gets a third. They can't get him home. 8-4 Mariners. From Washington's lottery play today. Mariners with a lead here in Houston, 8-4. They got out quickly, 3 in the first, 3 in the second against Justin Verlander, who eventually got tossed at the end of the second inning. Part of the big story here, the big story on Action News here from Houston. Here's your line score. Mariners offense has been sensational. Mitch Haniger, first time he's ever led off in the big leagues. All he's done tonight, Mike, is go 4 for 4, score 2 runs,
drive in
two,
yeah.
And he needs a triple for the cycle.
19th home run of the year for Mitch. That was in the first inning.
Oh boy, breaking ball came in and got Gonzalez.
Saying he didn't try to bunt it. So it'll be a hit batter, and Scott Service out of the dugout. He thought he tried to bunt the ball and walked into it. Mark Rippinger, the third base umpire, saying that he did not try to bunt it. And I think he was right. He pulled his bat back. That'll be a hit batter.
Back foot, huh? Yeah. Nick Vincent came on to get the last out of the 6th inning. James Paxton, 5 2/3, 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. Pitches 116, strikes 73. Brings up Yuli Gurriel 0 for 3. Marwin Gonzalez, he drove in first 2 runs. That was in the 3rd. Kemp, 2-run, 2-out single in the 6th.
We're just talking about Robbie. Played first base for Everett. Hit a home run.
I like that second line, right?
Yeah. 1 for 2 with a homer.
Maben's got it covered. One out, and Correa on the left. We may see him in the next day or two. You got Jose Altuve, you got Brian McCann, the catcher, he's out, and George Springer. Those are 4 healthy bats out of this lineup.
Sounds like Correa will be back tomorrow.
McCann's got a knee issue.
So does Altuve.
George Springer's got a left thumb sprain. One guy you didn't see, Lance McCullers Jr., a right-hander, right elbow discomfort. He has the multitude of nasty curveballs. There's Gaddis, strike 1 to him. He struck out twice and fly to center.
I noticed this one, he was at Safeco. Just unusual take. You see that bottom hand come off every time?
He did that back home.
Yeah.
And I was on radio with Rick, and we said, what is he doing? He holds the bat back and swings the left arm through the zone. A little ballpark, Mike, you see something new every day. He is a friendly dude, too. Every time he says, hey, how you doing, buddy? How you doing, pal?
Yes, really unique to this game. A very good hitter, a lot of power, but just look at his stance and the beard and no gloves and the way he has his elbows out, all those different things. But you better be careful with him.
What did you do, step out of 1876?
Yes. Pretty good cutter, perfect cutter on the outside corner.
2 balls, 2 strikes. It's got to come in a bit for this. 2 out, second time. Gaddis has flown out the center. 2 outs here in the 7th, man at first. Distraction occurs at any time you take your eyes off the road. If you're on the road, off the phone. Let's reach our target 0 goal together. 0 traffic deaths in your family, 0 traffic deaths in our state. Nick Vincent, strikeout, a hit batter, 2 flies to center. His work here this evening. He's got Tyler White, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Long run for Haniger, not gonna get it, just missed it, bounce off the wall. Coming around is Gonzalez to score. Make it an 8-5 ball game. That coming with 2 outs. A double by Tyler White, his 3rd and his 8th run batted in.
He's aggressive on a cutter towards the outside corner. That's the first pitch of his at bat. He drives it out to right. Haniger can't get back in time. Going to have a pinch hitter. Zach Duke is getting loose in the pen.
Josh Reddick.
They just started getting loose. So we'll see if they go out and try to buy some time. Scott Server's slow walk to the mound.
Reddick has driven in 7 runs against the Mariners this season. That's the most on their ball club. So a step aside, Zach Duke. They pay him the big bucks to get tough lefties out. He's on call right now. Take a look at the Mariners calendar and you can see why this is such a critically important stretch for the Mariners. This middle stop on this 3-city tour. A's are up next. Then we get the defending National League champion Dodgers. Then we get Houston again back home in Seattle. And then you get the first place, depending on what day it is, Diamondbacks, San Diego, then the A's again. Buckle up.
Zach Duke going to take over. Fastball, upper 80s, slider curve. 50 appearances, a 4.85 ERA, 41 strikeouts, in 39 innings. Opponents hitting .301 against Zach.
Important, critical out right here.
And Reddick 2 for 5 with a home run against Zach Duke. So he will try to keep the ball away from him. Missed with the breaking ball in the first pitch.
Didn't like that call by Nick Wentz. Reddick, a career .249 hitter, 13 homers, 46 runs batted in against the Mariners. 1-1 to count.
Staring down and away with the breaking ball.
2-1.
Alex Colomé getting loose in the pen.
2-1 pitch. Good one by Zach Duke, 2-2. Alex Calamé has been sensational last month and change. Eighth inning guy for the Mariners. Two outs, runner at second, and a 2-2 count to Josh Reddick. Duke dropped down on his angle there. Flipping it foul as Reddick.
Really took a lot off of it too, just 72 miles an hour. But it was well off the plate away.
Foul off again.
Another battle.
Joe Smith is heating up for the Astros. D. Gordon shift. He's out in short right field. Huge pitch. 2-2. It's foul.
He's not thrown a fastball yet. 7 pitches, all of them the breaking ball. He did drop down on one of them. Has not thrown him a fastball.
Zach Duke ready. 2-2 pitch coming to Reddick. Full count. Big spot. By 3-2 pitch. Walked him. Tying run coming to the plate.
9 pitches, all of them breaking balls. Going to have a pinch hitter, it looks like.
Max Stassi. He'll stay in the game. Straight up to pitcher Maldonado.
And Scott out of the dugout. He's going to get Calamé.
Step aside. 8-5. Mariners need another out here in this inning.
Great ball game here tonight. We'll take a look at tomorrow's starters. Good pitching matchup. Mike Leake going to make his 24th start of the year, and Garrett Cole. We just saw Garrett at Safeco, who's really throwing the ball well, but the Mariners eventually able to get to him. A 2.64 ERA for him, so a great pitching matchup for tomorrow night's game.
Alex Calamé takes over. The Mariners need him in the biggest way right now.
for Alex. 51 appearances on the year, a 3.33 ERA and 48 2/3. He has 51 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .241 against him. Good fastball. Lately has been 95, 96 with the hard slider. Slider at 91, 92.
Got a couple men aboard. Tyler White, Josh Reddick.
And Max Stassi will hit.
Tying run at the plate. His career 1-for-1 against Alex. Right to Segura, throws to D, inning over, 2 stranded. That's some efficiency there, boy. 1 pitch, get out of the inning. 8-5 Mariners. Coors Light refreshing finish. First time he's ever led off in the big leagues, and he greets Justin Verlander with first inning home run, leading off the ballgame with an 0-1 pitch. Since then, a double, and an RBI single. Fabulous night as he has knocked in 2, scored twice, 3 extra base hits. He has really done some work here this evening, and he's going to lead off, be the second man in the 8th inning after D. Gordon faces off against Joe Smith.
Veteran right-hander, side armor for Houston. Fastball slider combination. His average fastball this year just 88 miles an hour.
Popped up, out of play. Third baseman. In close, it's Gurriel. Smith just gets it. Nice play.
Yeah, it looked as if Joe slipped a little bit when he was trying to make the play. He trying to get things started with a bunt base hit. It's right back towards the mound. Tyler White able to keep his foot on the base. I'll bring up Haniger.
What a night for Mitch. First 4-hit game in his big league career. In this season, first 4-hit game this season for Mitch. 2-0. He's a triple for the cycle. Two and two. And he strikes out. First time they've retired him this evening. So 2 outs. Good strikeout for Joe Smith. Defensive changes. Kemp from right to left. Reddick moves into right field. Gurriel a bit at second. He moves over to third. Gonzalez to second, coming over from left field, and Max Stassi takes over on the mound with Joe Smith on the mound with Statsman on the plate. Bernard Span done well tonight. 3 runs knocked in. Triple, 2-run homer and a walk. And 0 for 5 against Joe Smith.
I started him off with a couple of breaking balls. He's typically around the strike zone, and that's what we're seeing tonight. 9 pitches, 7 strikes from him. His fastball has been 86, 87 miles an hour.
Here comes Kemp. He's got to play it on a hop. Couldn't get to it. Another hit for Bernard Span, his 3rd tonight. 4th time he's been aboard. Comes to 2 outs and sets up for Gene Segura.
Gene trying to get his 4th hit. Thought he had it his last time up. The ball well out to right field. Kemp was able to make a diving grab, take the base hit away from him.
That was a heck of a play. There's a triple away from the cycle. Third time this season, Bernard Span has enjoyed 3-hit ball game. Very effective pitching there by Joe Smith to the bottom of the 8th. The 8, 9, and 1 coming up for the Astros. Mariners lead by 3. All right, Angie, thank you very much. Alex Colomé, scoreless streak up to 15 2/3 dating back to June 30th. Broken bat. Here comes D. Where's Nick? Fast runner, and he boots it. Four.
Well, he charges it because he knows that Marisnik can get down the line. It was on the exchange. He just dropped it on the exchange.
Here's Tony Kemp. What a night he's had. Double into the right field corner, double to the left, and a 2-run single and a 10-pitch at bat. Chasing James Paxton in the 6th. They're going to retire him here. Heredia came in left field. He's there, makes the catch.
Took over for Denard Span.
Top of the order, here comes Bregman.
Bregman 1 for 4, had a base hit in the first inning, a couple of strikeouts.
Cade his last 2 times up. Nick Vincent got him to end the 6th. Want to know to Alex. Gene and D a double play depth, although Marisnik's a fast runner. There's a strike. That they line up in the infield, outfield of Heredia, Maben, and Handiger now.
Pretty quick move.
Quick feet. He had a lot on that throw too, didn't he? Where's the 4 out of 5 in base stealing? Foul ball. That could have been a big problem.
It looked like it was a slider just out in front of it a little bit.
Dirt. Colomé in his 52nd game, 29th as a Mariner. Comes in with a Mariner record of 1-0, a 2.67 ERA. Overall, you saw 3-5, a 3.33 ERA. Gets off the glove of Zunino, and Marisnik easy to sack.
I would think that's a wild pitch. Well off the plate away. Mike set up on the outside corner. That's the slider.
Wild pitch indeed, says the official score. A runner at second, 3-2 count to Bregman with Marwin Gonzalez on deck. Staying in the yard, Heredia for out number 2. That brings up Marwin Gonzalez. 3rd inning damage on a 1-2 pitch, a 2-run single to left. He's 1 for 3. 2 runs batted in, scored a run, and was hit by a pitch his last time up in the 7th. Gonzalez 1 for 2 against Colomé. Astros tonight 2 for 9 runners in scoring position. They come in number 2 in the major league, second only to Boston. Strike 1.
Edwin Diaz just starting to get loose in the pen.
Here's the 0-1. Bouncing ball right to Healy. He'll take it himself. Nice work by Colomé. His scoreless string continues on to 16 2/3. It'll be Edwin Diaz next time around. It's 8-5 Mariners. Very important road trip for the Mariners. They were in Texas against the Rangers over in Arlington. Lose 2 out of 3. Now first of 4 with the Astros. A's coming up afterwards at the back end. It's 8-5 Mariners and Roberto Osuna. Suspended 75 days for domestic violence. Going against the MLB dictums, and he was obtained from the Blue Jays on the 30th of July. Talking to A.J. Hinch. He spoke to his new teammates. They had big meetings. They cleared the air and got everything out on the table. And they're ready to go. A.J. Hinch said this is the tightest team he's ever been associated with in his professional career. Here's Nelly.
It's fastball, slider, cutter for Osuna. His average fastball this year at 95 miles an hour.
In tight to Cruz.
Nelson is 1 for 4 tonight.
0 for 5 career against Osuna. Here in the ninth for the Mariners, Cruz, Seager, and Zunino, 4, 5, and 6. Well, he put the bat on it, goes to right field in fair territory. The catch made by Josh Reddick. One away here in the ninth. We want you to join in on the conversation for up-to-date game info and live interaction. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Check us out and stay connected with Root Sports.
Edwin Diaz still cranking it up. Kyle Seager 1 for 4, had a double his last time.
Strike one to Kyle. Osuna, an all-star last year with the Blue Jays, 3-4 record. Led the league with 58 games finished at 39 saves. Good one to Kyle.
Kyle's double was down in the right field corner, and he is over the last week really pulled the ball with authority.
That one's ripped down the line. It is hooking foul.
Just out in front of a cut fastball. Stop that hitch, and moving his hands back a little bit earlier, and you just cannot get in there anymore. He's not missing the fastball inside.
Hit that one hard, base hit. One out base runner here in the ninth. Back-to-back hits for Seager. He had a double back in the seventh.
That's a good sign for the Mariners. Turns on it again, and he's going to turn around 96 miles an hour. Barrels it up and hits it right through the shift.
First career hit off of Osuna. He's 1 for 5. Brings up Zunino. Z-Man's 0 for 1 against Osuna. Might go for 4. A couple strikeouts looking and fly to right, and a strikeout swinging. Three defenders, left side of the infield, outfield straight away. Bregman. And go to Gonzalez. Over the right for the double play. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is now sugar time. Edwin Diaz will be coming on. The Mariners have an 8-5 lead. early on Justin Verlander, and now they turned it over to Sugar Edwin Diaz to put a lockdown on this baby. 42 saves, no earnings over the last 16 appearances, and 91 strikeouts. Mikey's been unhittable.
He's been dominant. Upper 90s fastball with the slider. His slider location is going to be down and away typically, and he hasn't missed very much. Just dominating so far this year. Overall, 42 saves for him. 55 appearances on the year, a 1.96 ERA. Opponents hitting just 153. See the 91 strikeouts in 55 innings. Just dominating stuff from Edwin this year.
He's going to get 3, 4, and 5 in the order. Leadoff man's going to be Yuli Gurriel.
Typically, when it's a 3-run save, he'll go right after him with his good fastball.
First pitch strike at 95. His 12th appearance against the Astros. One and two. Wow.
Just tied him up with a really good fastball at 97 miles an hour.
That is some good work by Edwin Diaz.
Camara Supermo, and fastball didn't hit his location. Gurriel cheating, trying to catch up to it.
It's now 16 strikeouts career against the Astros in 12 2/3 innings. Got to deal with Gaddis here. Gaddis 1 for 5 against them.
How about 98?
Easy breezy 98. Here's the 0-2. Have a seat. 2 down.
Feels pretty good. 99 miles an hour with that fastball. 98 and then 99 just on the outside corner. Elevated fastball, a late swing.
It's some kind of fun to watch from our standpoint.
Yes.
Strike 1. Leads the known world in saves with 42. Advantage Diaz. Heater up high, right?
Okay.
Here it comes.
Slider.
Wow. Should have gone with the heater.
Yeah. He hung it, left it right in the middle of the plate. That's a mistake, 0-2.
Tyler White, second RBI tonight. He's got 5 home runs, 9 runs batted in.
Well, for Edwin, he wanted to bury the slider down out of the strike zone, and he just leaves it middle in.
Now you got an 8-6 game. Absolutely have got to put Reddick away here. Strike 1. Reddick 0 for 3 against Diaz. Diaz ahead 0-2 again.
12 pitches, 11 strikes for him.
The 0-2 pitch. And there you go, the final nail in this baby. The Mariners win it by the count of 8-6. A lot of good things here. They needed this win coming after losing 2 out of 3 at Texas, and to beat the world champions. Good stuff here to start this 4-game set.
Leaving up the road trip at 2-2. Edwin Diaz with his 43rd save. Mitch Haniger, he's got service, making some changes to the lineup. Mitch Haniger in the leadoff spot ends up with 4 hits, including his